Have you ever found yourself in a whirlwind of confusion and anxiety when the woman you care about starts to pull away? The sudden silence, the missed texts, the growing distance, it's like a storm brewing on the horizon. What did you do wrong? Is she losing interest? Should you reach out or wait? These questions loop endlessly in your mind, tightening the knot of unease in your chest. But let me tell you something. Most men approach this situation the wrong way. The common response is to panic, to overthink every interaction, and to scramble to fix things immediately. Maybe you've been there, sending multiple texts, crafting long messages to explain yourself, or even showing up unexpectedly to talk things out. Here's the truth. These reactive moves often make things worse. They don't solve the problem, they push her further away. The good news: you're not alone in feeling this way. And better yet, there's a solution rooted in timeless wisdom. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and emotional mastery, offers powerful insights to navigate these turbulent waters. In this guide, we'll explore 10 transformative steps to not only handle her distance with grace, but also to grow stronger and more attractive in the process. These are not just quick fixes, but principles that can reshape your approach to relationships in life. Are you ready to shift your perspective, to become the kind of man who exudes confidence, even in uncertainty? Stick with me, because what you're about to discover could change everything. The final steps might surprise you. They hold the key to thriving, no matter how the situation unfolds. Let's dive into the first and arguably most important move you need to make: staying calm and composed. 1. Stay calm and composed. Imagine this. You're staring at your phone, the silence from her side louder than any words could be. Hours turn into days, and you can't help but feel the creeping anxiety. Every fiber of your being screams at you to do something, anything to get a response. But here's the paradox. The more you react impulsively, the more you risk pushing her further away. Why? Because desperation is the enemy of attraction. When you act out of fear or insecurity, you send a clear message. I don't have control over my emotions, and I need your validation to feel secure. This energy is suffocating, and it doesn't align with the qualities that naturally draw people in: confidence, composure, and emotional stability. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's desperation made you want to pull away? That same principle applies here. The first and most critical step when a woman distances herself is to remain calm. But how do you achieve this, especially when your emotions are running wild? It starts with acknowledging your feelings without being consumed by them. Yes, it's natural to feel hurt, confused, or even rejected. But you are not your emotions. They are fleeting, like waves crashing against the shore. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, only our responses. In moments of uncertainty, this perspective is your anchor. Here's a practical exercise. When the urge to act impulsively strikes, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself of this truth. Your worth is not determined by her immediate attention. Instead of reacting, focus on grounding yourself. Engage in activities that calm your mind. Go for a run, meditate, or immerse yourself in work that excites you. By channeling your energy into productive outlets, you signal to yourself and to her, even indirectly, that your world doesn't collapse based on her response. Now, some might say, but if I don't act, won't she think I don't care? This is a common misconception. Remaining calm and composed doesn't mean you're indifferent. It means you respect her space and trust the process. This quiet confidence is far more impactful than any rushed attempt to fix things. When you stay composed, you demonstrate that you're a man who can handle uncertainty, a rare and magnetic quality. Here's another question. How often do you let external events dictate your inner peace? If you're constantly reacting to what others do, you're giving away your power. By staying calm in the face of her distance, you reclaim that power. You show her, and more importantly, yourself, that you're not easily shaken. You think about this. Calmness is contagious. When she feels your steady presence, even from a distance, it creates a sense of safety and trust. It subtly reminds her of why she was drawn to you in the first place. Instead of reinforcing the gap, your composure becomes a bridge. So the next time you find yourself on the brink of sending that emotionally charged message, remember this. Silence, too, can be a powerful answer. By mastering your response, you not only keep your dignity intact but also cultivate the inner strength that makes you truly attractive. Stay calm, stay composed, and watch how the dynamics start to shift in your favor. Now that we've established the foundation, what's the next step? How do you navigate the delicate balance of giving her space while maintaining your own emotional equilibrium? Trust me, this is where the magic begins. Let's explore that in the next section. 2. Respect her space. Now that you've grounded yourself in calmness, it's time to master the art of giving space. A move that's counterintuitive but incredibly powerful. When someone we care about starts to withdraw, our natural instinct is to close the gap, to fill the silence, and to regain a sense of connection. But here's the hard truth. Pressing for closeness in these moments often backfires. Have you ever felt smothered by someone when all you needed was time to breathe? That's the feeling you want to avoid creating. Respecting her space isn't about indifference, it's about understanding. When a woman distances herself, she's signaling a need, perhaps for clarity, reflection, or emotional reset. Your role is to honor that need, not to fight against it. By doing so, you communicate an essential message. I trust you to handle your emotions and make decisions in your own time. Let's explore why this is so effective. When you step back, you're giving her the opportunity to process her feelings without added pressure. You're showing her that you're secure enough to wait, confident that the connection doesn't rely on constant interaction. This quiet assurance speaks volumes. It says, I'm here, but I won't chase. I value you, but I won't cling. But how do you actually respect her space without feeling like you're losing ground? Start by reframing the situation. Her need for distance is not necessarily a reflection of your worth or the relationship's value. People withdraw for countless reasons: stress, personal challenges, or simply needing time to recalibrate. By stepping back, you're giving her the gift of clarity, allowing her to miss your presence rather than feel overwhelmed by it. Here's an actionable step. Resist the urge to check in constantly. Don't send a flurry of texts asking how she's doing or why she's been quiet. Instead, let her come to you on her own terms. Trust me, this takes discipline, but the reward is immense. When she reaches out, it will be because she genuinely wants to, not because she feels obligated. This principle aligns perfectly with Stoicism. The ancient Stoics taught us to focus only on what we can control. You can't control her actions, but you can control your own. By respecting her space, you're choosing to act with wisdom and patience, embodying the emotional resilience that makes you stand out. Some of you might be wondering, won't she think I've lost interest if I step back? The answer is no, if done right. Giving space is not about cutting off communication entirely or playing cold. It's about finding a balance where she feels free to reflect without feeling abandoned. When you maintain this balance, you become a man of intrigue, someone she wants to draw closer to. Let me pose a question. Have you ever had someone pull away, and instead of respecting their space, you pursued harder? How did that turn out? Chances are it created more tension. Now imagine doing the opposite. By stepping back, you invite her to come toward you naturally. This creates a dynamic where connection flows freely, without force. As you practice this, remember to keep your life full and enriching, engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Whether it's hitting the gym, pursuing hobbies, or spending quality time with friends, these actions reinforce that your world doesn't revolve around her responses. This isn't just attractive, it's empowering. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried giving someone space during a challenging time in your relationship? What was the result? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might resonate with someone else navigating the same situation. And if you're finding value in this journey, don't forget to like this video. Every click helps spread this message to those who need it most. Stay tuned, because in the next section we'll dive deeper into the transformative power of reflection and how it can reshape your understanding of the situation. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. 3. Reflect on the situation. Now that you've given her space, it's time to turn your focus inward. Reflection is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal, but it requires honesty and courage. And when a woman pulls away, it's easy to fall into the trap of overanalyzing every detail, obsessing over what went wrong, or blaming yourself entirely. But true reflection isn't about self-criticism, it's about seeking clarity. Ask yourself, what has changed? Were there any signs, however subtle, that something was off? Could external factors, work stress, family issues, or personal struggles be influencing her behavior? Remember, her distance may not even be about you. However, it's equally important to evaluate your own actions. Were there moments when you dismissed her feelings or overlooked her needs? Did you unintentionally create tension? And back to your recent interactions. Perhaps there was a conversation that didn't sit well with her, a disagreement that lingered, or even a moment when she seemed withdrawn but you didn't press further. Reflecting on these instances with an open mind can offer valuable insights. But let's not confuse reflection with overthinking. Overthinking traps you in a pool of endless what-ifs, draining your energy and feeding your anxiety. Instead, approach this process as a Stoic would, with calm detachment and a focus on understanding rather than controlling. Epictetus reminds us it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By reflecting thoughtfully, you gain the wisdom to approach future interactions with greater awareness and emotional intelligence. Reflection is also a time for growth. Whether or not you identify specific reasons for her behavior, this is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself. How do you typically respond to conflict or uncertainty? Do you communicate openly, or do you avoid difficult conversations? These insights will not only help in this relationship, but will also serve you well in all your connections. As you reflect, embrace the discomfort that may come with facing hard truths. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. And when you look at the situation honestly, without defensiveness, you become stronger, more self-aware, and more capable of navigating the complexities of relationships. 4. Focus on self-improvement. With reflection comes the realization that growth is a continuous journey. This period of distance isn't just about her, it's about you becoming the best version of yourself. One of the most attractive qualities you can possess is a commitment to self-improvement. Not because you're trying to win someone back, but because you recognize your own value and potential. Think about the goals or passions you may have sidelined. Is there a hobby you've always wanted to pursue? A fitness routine you've been meaning to start? Perhaps it's time to learn a new skill or deepen your knowledge in an area that excites you. These aren't just distractions, they're investments in your personal growth. When you focus on self-improvement, you're sending a powerful message to yourself and to her. I am complete on my own. This mindset shift transforms you from someone seeking external validation into someone who exudes confidence and purpose. The women are naturally drawn to men who have their own fulfilling lives, who chase their passions with enthusiasm, and who are constantly evolving. This isn't about superficial changes. True self-improvement encompasses your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Start small if you must. Commit to daily habits that enhance your life. A morning workout, reading for personal growth, or spending time with people who uplift you. As you grow, you'll notice a shift in your energy. You'll feel more grounded, more grounded, and more resilient. And moreover, self-improvement aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. You can't force someone to reconnect with you, but you can cultivate a life so rich and fulfilling that whether or not they return, you thrive. This internal strength, this unshakable sense of self is magnetic. It's not about proving anything to her. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of growth and greatness. Remember, the goal isn't to wait passively for her to notice your growth. It's to embrace this journey for its own sake. When you genuinely invest in your development, it shows not through boastful displays, but through your presence, your confidence, and the way you carry yourself. And when she sees this transformation, it speaks louder than words. So take this time as a gift, whether it's improving your physical health, exploring new interests, or strengthening your emotional resilience. Every step you take reinforces your sense of self-worth. And that, above all, is what will set you apart. 5. Communicate assertively, not desperately. Eventually, there will come a moment when you feel the need to reach out. Perhaps the silence has stretched on, and you're ready to re-establish communication. This is a delicate stage, and how you handle it can either strengthen the connection or drive her further away. The key here is to communicate assertively, not desperately. Let's face it, desperation is a major turnoff. It conveys insecurity and a lack of control over your emotions. Think about it. Have you ever received a string of frantic messages, each one more pleading than the last? It creates pressure, not connection. Desperation signals that your emotional well-being hinges entirely on the other person's response. This is the last impression you want to give. Assertive communication, on the other hand, is calm, clear, and confident. It shows that while you value the relationship, you respect her space and your own self-worth. When you reach out, your message should reflect this balance. For example, instead of sending a barrage of texts like, "Why are you ignoring me?" or "Are you mad at me?" take a composed approach. "Hey, I noticed we haven't talked much lately. Just wanted to let you know I'm here whenever you're ready to connect." This message is direct and respectful. It acknowledges the distance without pressuring her for an immediate explanation or response. You're leaving the door open for communication while maintaining your dignity. This type of outreach sends a powerful message. You're interested but not dependent, present but not overbearing. Here's why this approach works. By communicating assertively, you're taking the lead in a way that invites dialogue rather than forcing it. You're showing her that you're mature enough to address the situation without blame or excessive emotion. It creates a space where she feels safe to respond in her own time, without feeling cornered. But what happens if she doesn't respond right away? This is where many men falter, slipping back into anxiety and desperation. Remember, your emotional stability doesn't depend on her immediate reply. If she needs more time, that's okay. You've made your intentions clear, and now it's her move. In these moments, patience becomes your greatest ally. Focus on the bigger picture and resist the urge to follow up repeatedly. Trust that your composed and respectful communication will resonate far more than any attempt to push for a reaction. Now, let me ask you, how do you usually handle communication when emotions are running high? Have you found yourself falling into the trap of over-explaining or sending multiple messages? Reflect on those past experiences, and if you've tried assertive communication, what was the outcome? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, if this perspective is helping you see things differently, make sure to like this video. Every interaction, just like every calm and thoughtful message you send, makes a difference. By engaging here, you're not only learning but also helping others who might be struggling with similar challenges. So, let's keep the conversation going. 6. Manage your expectations. As you continue navigating this delicate situation, it's crucial to ground yourself in reality. One of the most challenging but necessary steps is learning to manage your expectations. It's natural to hope that when you reach out, she'll respond quickly and warmly, perhaps even offering an explanation or apology. But life rarely follows the script we write in our minds. Let's be clear. Managing your expectations isn't about giving up hope. It's about preparing yourself emotionally for all possible outcomes. We might respond positively, opening the door for reconnection, or she might still need more time, or in some cases, choose not to engage at all. Each of these possibilities requires you to remain composed and grounded. Why is this so important? Because attaching yourself to a specific outcome places your emotional well-being at the mercy of external events, something Stoicism warns us against. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." When you focus solely on your actions and let go of the need to control her response, you reclaim that power. Consider this. After sending a thoughtful and composed message, what do you gain by anxiously waiting for her reply? Refreshing your inbox every 5 minutes or analyzing her online activity only heightens your stress. Instead, shift your mindset. See this moment as an exercise in patient self-mastery. You've done your part by reaching out respectfully. Now it's time to let go and trust the process. This detachment doesn't mean you're indifferent. It means you're choosing inner peace over external validation. You're acknowledging that while you care deeply about the connection, your happiness and self-worth are not contingent on her immediate response. This emotional freedom is powerful, not just for you, but for the relationship dynamic as well. It demonstrates that you're someone who values connection but doesn't cling to it. Managing expectations also prepares you for potential disappointment without losing your sense of self. If she doesn't respond or continues to pull away, it's not a reflection of your worth. Relationships are complex, and sometimes, despite our best efforts, the timing or circumstances simply don't align. In these moments, your resilience and ability to move forward will set you apart. Think of it this way: life is filled with uncertainties, and relationships are no exception. By learning to manage your expectations, you're not only navigating this specific challenge, but also building a skill that will serve you in countless other areas. You become someone who approaches life with calm confidence, able to weather the storms without losing your center. Ultimately, the strength you cultivate in this process isn't just about how you handle her distance. It's about becoming a man who thrives in the face of uncertainty, who embraces life's unpredictability with grace. That's a kind of strength no one can take away from you. 7. Avoid playing games. In times of emotional distance, it's easy to feel tempted by a strategy many fall back on: playing games. Maybe you think posting pictures of yourself with other women on social media will spark her jealousy. Perhaps you're considering ignoring her messages to make her chase you. Let's be clear, this kind of behavior is rooted in insecurity, and while it might seem clever in the moment, it often causes more harm than good. Why do we play games? It's usually driven by a fear of vulnerability. When someone pulls away, it triggers a need to regain control, and manipulation seems like a shortcut. But here's the truth: games create walls, not bridges. They foster mistrust and distance rather than genuine connection. The foundation of any strong relationship is authenticity, and when you resort to tactics to provoke a reaction, you chip away at that foundation. Let's flip the perspective. Imagine being on the receiving end of such behavior. You sense that someone is trying to manipulate your emotions. Does it make you want to grow closer or pull away? Most of us value sincerity and openness. We're drawn to people who are confident enough to be real. When you avoid playing games, you demonstrate that your confidence isn't dependent on tricks or mind games. You show that you value integrity over manipulation. Moreover, playing games rarely provides the emotional fulfillment you're seeking. Even if she responds in the way you hoped, it's often a hollow victory. The connection you reestablish won't be built on trust or mutual respect, but rather on a fragile dynamic of push and pull. In the long run, this undermines the potential for a meaningful relationship. So what's the alternative? Authenticity. If you're genuinely enjoying your life, whether that means spending time with friends, pursuing hobbies, or simply embracing moments of solitude, there's no harm in sharing those experiences. The difference lies in your intent. When your actions stem from a place of confidence and fulfillment rather than a need to provoke a reaction, they exude genuine self-assurance. This aligns perfectly with Stoicism's emphasis on self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to act according to our principles, not in reaction to others. By refusing to play games, you're choosing to act with integrity regardless of external circumstances. This choice not only enhances your character, but also fosters an environment where authentic connections can thrive. Resist the urge to manipulate, and instead focus on cultivating a life that's rich and fulfilling on its own terms. When you stand firm in your authenticity, you become someone worth pursuing, not because of calculated moves, but because of your genuine, unshakable presence. 8. Provide emotional safety. When the time comes for her to reach out, or when you finally have the opportunity to talk, your most valuable role is to provide emotional safety. Think about it. What makes someone feel secure enough to open up? It's not flashy words or grand gestures, but a sense of trust, understanding, and non-judgment. If she feels like any vulnerability will be met with criticism or defensiveness, she's likely to shut down again. Your goal is to create an environment where she can express herself freely, without fear of being misunderstood or attacked. Picture this: she finally breaks the silence and reaches out. Your first instinct might be to seek immediate answers, asking, "Why did you ignore me?" or "What's been going on?" While these questions may come from a place of concern, they can easily feel confrontational. Instead, approach the conversation with curiosity and empathy. A simple "It's good to hear from you, how have you been?" opens the door gently and allows her to share at her own pace. When she does start to express herself, your job is to listen, not just to her words, but to the emotions behind them. To resist the urge to interrupt, defend, or solve. This is her space to be heard. Sometimes she may not have a clear explanation for her distance. It could be a combination of personal struggles, emotional confusion, or external pressures. By offering patience and understanding, you show her that you're someone she can turn to, even in difficult times. Providing emotional safety also means validating her feelings, even if you don't fully understand or agree with them. Phrases like, "I can see why you might feel that way," or "Thank you for sharing that with me," go a long way in making her feel seen and respected. It's not about agreeing with every point, but showing her that her perspective matters. Now, this doesn't mean you should suppress your own thoughts or concerns. Emotional safety is a two-way street. Once she feels comfortable, you can share your feelings too, but do so with the same calmness and respect. This balanced exchange fosters a deeper connection, one built on mutual trust and open communication. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This wisdom is especially relevant here. By listening attentively, you demonstrate emotional maturity and self-control, qualities that enhance both your relationship and your personal growth. So, tell me, how do you handle conversations in moments of emotional tension? Have you found ways to create a safe space for others to open up? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you're finding these insights helpful, don't forget to like this video. Your engagement helps us reach others who might be navigating similar challenges, creating a community of growth and understanding. 9. Focus on the bigger picture. In moments of tension and uncertainty, it's easy to become consumed by the immediate situation. Her silence, the unanswered texts, the distance, it all feels so pressing, so critical. But one of the greatest lessons you can learn is to step back and focus on the bigger picture. Relationships, like life, are not defined by a single moment. They are a journey filled with peaks and valleys. And this particular phase is just one part of the larger story. Think of it this way: a temporary setback doesn't determine the overall success or failure of a relationship. The key is to assess the broader dynamics. Is this distance a sign of a deeper issue that needs addressing, or is it simply a phase driven by external factors or personal challenges? By looking at the relationship as a whole, you gain a clearer perspective, free from the distortions of immediate emotions. Focusing on the bigger picture also allows you to reflect on your own goals and values. Are your actions and reactions aligned with the kind of relationship you want to build? Are you investing your energy in ways that support a healthy long-term connection? When you view the situation through this lens, you move beyond reactive thinking and start making choices that are grounded in wisdom and purpose. This is where Stoicism becomes an invaluable guide. The philosophy teaches us to detach from the emotional highs and lows of any given moment and to evaluate our lives with a sense of calm objectivity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." This perspective invites you to focus not on what's out of your control, but on how you can live with intention and clarity moving forward. Practically, this means not letting the current distance dominate your thoughts or actions. Instead of obsessing over what she's thinking or doing, shift your focus to your own growth and the direction of the relationship. Consider whether this experience is revealing areas where you can improve communication, set healthier boundaries, or show more empathy. These insights are invaluable not just for this relationship but for any future connection. Additionally, keeping the bigger picture in mind helps you avoid impulsive decisions that might harm the relationship. Acting out of frustration or fear in the heat of the moment can create lasting damage. But when you step back and view the situation in context, you're more likely to respond thoughtfully and constructively. Ultimately, by focusing on the bigger picture, you cultivate a sense of emotional balance. You recognize that no relationship is without its challenges, and growth often comes from navigating these difficulties with patience and resilience. This broader perspective not only helps you manage the current situation with grace, but also prepares you for the inevitable ups and downs that come with any meaningful connection. 10. Be prepared to move forward. No matter how much effort you put into understanding the situation, giving her space, and communicating effectively, you must always be prepared for one essential truth. Not every relationship will survive its challenges, and that's okay. The final step in this journey is to embrace the possibility of moving forward, whether together or apart, with grace and resilience. At this point, you've done everything within your control. You've maintained your composure, respected her space, reflected on the situation, focused on self-improvement, communicated with confidence, and provided emotional safety. Now it's time to release your attachment to the outcome. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you recognize that your happiness and growth are not dependent on any one relationship. Moving forward is about prioritizing your well-being and future, regardless of her decision. If she chooses to return and work on the relationship, fantastic. You'll both be in a stronger place to rebuild and deepen your connection. But if she decides to continue distancing herself or move on, you'll have the inner strength to accept that outcome and grow from the experience. Marcus Aurelius offers profound wisdom here. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This is a call to take responsibility for your emotional state, to cultivate peace and fulfillment from within rather than relying on external validation. When you embrace this mindset, you free yourself from the fear of loss, knowing that every ending is also a new beginning. Let's consider what moving forward might look like. It's not about jumping into another relationship right away or distracting yourself with superficial pursuits. Instead, it's about continuing the journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Reconnect with your passions, strengthen your relationships with friends and family, and set new goals that excite and challenge you. This period of transition can be incredibly empowering. It's an opportunity to redefine what you want from life and life. Perhaps the challenges you faced have given you clarity about the kind of relationship that truly fulfills you. Use this clarity to guide your future choices, ensuring that they align with your values and aspirations. Moreover, moving forward with resilience and positivity leaves a lasting impression. Whether or not she's part of your future, she'll remember you as someone who handled a difficult situation with dignity and strength. And more importantly, you'll carry that sense of integrity and self-assurance into every aspect of your life. In the end, the ability to move forward gracefully is the ultimate form of self-respect. It demonstrates that you value yourself enough to let go of what no longer serves you and to embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. This is where true freedom and fulfillment begin. Remember, every relationship, regardless of its outcome, offers valuable lessons. By reflecting on those lessons and carrying them forward, you continue to evolve into a stronger, wiser, and more self-aware version of yourself. And that, above all, is what will serve you best in your journey ahead. Every challenge in a relationship is an opportunity for growth. When a woman distances herself and seems to ignore you, it's easy to spiral into self-doubt and reactive behavior. But as we've explored, there's a better path, one that not only helps you navigate this difficult moment, but also transforms you into a stronger, more confident individual. 10 steps we've covered are not just strategies for handling her distance. They are principles for building resilience, authenticity, and self-respect. Staying calm and composed ensures that you don't let external events control your emotional state. Respecting her space demonstrates your understanding and maturity, while reflecting on the situation helps you gain clarity without unnecessary self-criticism. Focusing on self-improvement and communicating assertively show that your life and happiness are not dependent on her immediate responses. You've learned to avoid games, choosing instead to act with authenticity and integrity, which builds trust and lays a foundation for genuine connection. By providing emotional safety, you foster an environment where open and honest communication can thrive. Crucially, by focusing on the bigger picture, you step back to assess the relationship holistically, recognizing that its worth isn't determined by one moment of distance. Finally, being prepared to move forward empowers you to embrace life's uncertainties with confidence, knowing that your personal growth continues regardless of the outcome. You reflect on this journey, remember that relationships are dynamic. They ebb and flow, presenting opportunities to deepen connection or to learn valuable lessons for the future. The path you choose defines your character far more than any external event. Now, I want to hear from you. What insights from this journey resonate with your own experiences? Have you found these principles helpful in navigating challenges in your relationships? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can learn and grow together. If you found value in this guide, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you're not only supporting this community, but also ensuring you never miss content that could transform your approach to relationships and personal growth. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, every challenge is a stepping stone to greater wisdom and resilience. Keep growing, keep thriving, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong and take care.